Hey y'all, grand risings to you all. Hey, this is a flan. Hey, Mrs. Her. Hey y'all, hey y'all. Hey, she is built for this. Hi. Hey y'all. Hey, Empress. I wanted to get on here and encourage somebody. Hey, Marilyn. So, I was thinking to myself, right? I have been recently okay, let me just start here. We are all on some type of healing journey, right? And healing is linear. Some things that you're healing might be reoccurring. But what's important in the healing journey or in your healing journey, and for me in my healing journey, was to acknowledge some of the things that I had to heal from. Like, for instance, just recently I have been experiencing a part of myself that I never really knew was there, but it was insecurities and trust issues, right? And so I thought to myself that I was actively healing myself when it came to my trust issues by continuing to put myself out there, continuing to having friends and building relationships and connections, right? But what I failed to do, and which is why trust issues might still be reoccurring for me, and it's something that I'm actively still healing from, was because of the fact that I failed to acknowledge the trauma that happened and the reason why I might have the trust issues. And without acknowledging what happened, it leaves the wound open and it leaves it sore. So I've been challenged for the last couple weeks of my life to really let go of what happened in my past. What happened to me in my past, I've been challenged to truly forgive. And I know that I've talked about forgiving. I know that I've talked about, being at terms with some of the things that have happened. But I wasn't realizing that a part of me maybe was forgiven, but not all of me. And that's why my issues are still reoccurring, because I have not truly given it all of the forgiveness that it needed, or whoever it was. And I think that acknowledging it is going to be the pivotal point of me truly healing from it. And I think that the reason why I wasn't 100% forgiving of the circumstance was because for me personally, wanting children, having children, wanting to be a wife is a big part of my life. It's something that is always going to be a part of me. It's something that I strongly feel like it is a part of my purpose. So when I was put into when I put myself into a situation where I started to have children, and I watched how the fathers of my children responded to me being pregnant or having a child with me, it really made me bitter because of the fact that I know other men who have children by women, and they absolutely want to be in their children's lives. They actually am shunned or is shunned by the mothers of their children and put on child support. And here I am in a total opposite situation as a woman and don't want to necessarily tie myself to child support. And it made me feel super bitter. And it just made me feel bitter, and because I wanted the best for my children. I wanted for the father of my children, whether we were together or not. That really doesn't matter, and that's really irrelevant. But what I really wanted for my children was for them to know their father on a healthy level, not on a cult level or just a trauma bond level or just because I had a baby. Like, I didn't want my children to know their father from a traumatic experience. I wanted my children to know their fathers from a healthy experience, and that's not necessarily the case for my first two children. And I felt bitter about that. And some part of me carried that bitterness into certain relationships that I have now. And I feel bad. I feel bad because of it, but I also am growing from it as well, because the people in my life who are continuing to pursue relationships with me are patient with me. And I really appreciate that, because it's not easy knowing that the father of your children is deliberately being negligent, and you're trying your hardest, making a fool of yourself in the midst of trying as hard as you can to make sure that your children have their fathers in their lives. And this is why I'm so big on not allowing the fathers of my children to be in their lives, because I don't want them to continue to be traumatized by whatever it is that their fathers have not worked out within themselves. It's bad enough that I have traumas that I'm working through, and it's bad enough that they are going to have to potentially work out some trauma, because they probably won't ever get to know their fathers. They won't ever have a relationship with their fathers. And as unfortunate as that is, at some point, all parties have to make the best decision for the children. And I feel like that's what I'm going through right now. And I feel like I have to make this sacrifice for my children. And I feel like I have to make a decision that ultimately would traumatize them, but also still being that strong parent through it all, because I want better for them. I want better for them. And I didn't necessarily understand what I was getting myself into when I had my children, and that I'm not going to beat myself up about that, and I'm not going to hold that against myself, because I'm also learning and I'm also gaining wisdom from it as well. And I don't necessarily think that it's my fault, the reason why the fathers of my children are not active in their lives. I think that it's a matter of each and every one of us being accountable and responsible for the traumas that we all face and that we're all trying to heal. In a nutshell, what I'm saying is, I thought that I had healed a part of me. Thank you so much for that badge. I really appreciate you, Fire. At some part of me, I really felt like I was healing these traumas, but then I realized just yesterday and this morning that I'm not actively healing. I'm dismissing my emotions in the process. I'm dismissing a lot. And that's not fair to myself, and that's not fair to my children. And so today was just life-changing. Like, certain events happened to me today where I just completely feel different about the situation. And I really, really am not worried about what other people think that I should do, or moved by the fathers of my children, because I know that what I'm doing right now is the best for my children. And so I have to forgive their fathers in whatever way that looks like. I have to release it. I have to let it go, because I don't want to be in another friendship or relationship, whether that be romantic or platonic, and carry that trauma and traumatize myself and traumatize the people around me and continue to traumatize my children. Thank you for the badge. I appreciate that. So right now, I'm going to actively, from this moment forward, I'm going to actively find a space inside of me to replace that fear, that hurt, that trauma, that bitterness with forgiveness. And as hard as it is for me, I literally feel like both of my children's fault, I feel that I can't forgive them. Like, I could, and I'm being transparent and vulnerable right now because I know somebody else is going through this. I feel like I can't forgive them because I feel like I offered all of me. I feel like I put everything on the table. I feel like I willingly gave myself to these individuals, and I feel like I'm being slapped in the face because I didn't give them what they wanted, or I wasn't the one, like whatever that may have looked like for us. I just feel like it was a slap in the face. I feel like it was neglected, and I feel like I've been rejected in certain aspects of my life for a majority of the time that I've experienced my life, and I literally feel the fire burning inside of me, especially for my children, because I wanted better for them. And I never imagined having them this way. I never imagined going through this with my children. I never imagined my children having the fathers that they have. I never imagined it. And so, yeah, I've grown to be and have a part of me that has become bitter. But I don't want to be bitter. I don't want to be bitter. I don't want to project that bitterness onto my children. I don't want to live like that. And so I'm going to actively take my time to forgive in whatever way that looks like. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going to be a pushover. I'm not saying that people can come into my life and do what they want. I'm not saying that I'm going to reallow certain things to happen. And I'm not saying that these people can have access to me again. What I'm saying is that I'm going to forgive whatever it was that traumatized me, so that I and my children can healthily move forward into this new chapter in our lives, so that we can actually attract people and places and things to us that would continue to heal the traumas that we had. So if anybody out there is in maybe in the same situation as me, or is going through a part of the situation that I'm going through, I just want to encourage you that it's not the end. Like, it's literally not the end. You might have certain insecurities now. You might have trust issues now, but it's only hurting you. It's not hurting. It is hurting other people in your life because you're pushing people away. But really, all in all, it's really deteriorating you. It's deteriorating your heart space. It's deteriorating the love that you naturally have. And I want to encourage you to know that there are going to be better opportunities. There are going to be better and sunnier days. Most of us who have big shoes to fill, who have big purposes, who have taken on major responsibilities to solely be that healthy parent for your children, you're going to have to sacrifice some parts of yourself. And even though it's comfortable to neglect yourself in a way that feels like you're protecting yourself, it's not healthy. It's not 100% healthy. If you're protecting yourself to a detriment, thank you for the badges. I really appreciate that, guys. If you're protecting yourself to a detriment, if you're protecting your children to a detriment, it's ultimately not healthy, because you're pushing people away. You're not allowing that love to flow to you. You're not allowing people to come into your life to love you the way that you wish for, the way that you pray for, the way that you want to be loved. And so just know that when you truly forgive whatever trauma, whatever circumstance it was that may have hurt you or projected onto you, once you start to actively heal that, and by forgiving whatever it was, you'll find more peace and more joy out of the circumstances that you face that were once so traumatic, or that is still exuberating those traumas for you. Like, for instance, for me personally, just being in this house alone with my children, knowing that I have to pick up the slack where someone else dropped the ball, it really infuriates me. It does. It makes me, it doesn't make me like a bitter towards my children, but it makes me bitter in the sense like, damn, like, Mama, I got you, baby.
In the Band-Aid ticket.
It makes me feel like, dang, like, I really gotta do this by myself. But at the end of the day, I probably am better off, and not even probably, I am better off doing it by myself. I am better off picking up the slack, because I don't want to allow somebody to come into my life just because I'm allowing them to pick up their slack to continue to project onto me or my children, or degrade me emotionally, spiritually, and emotionally, or do whatever it is that they feel like they have the, you know what I'm saying? And being alone is the healthiest right now. Being by myself with my children is what's best. And I have to come to terms with that. I have to be okay with that. I have to understand it, and knowing that by me forgiving that circumstance, I'm doing myself a favor, I'm doing my children a favor, and I'm doing the other people the favor too. You know, because probably it takes maturity. In a nutshell, it takes maturity to be able to forgive someone or something that just ripped your heart out of your chest, threw it on the ground, stabbed it 50 million thousand times, threw it back at you, and then took it back from you, and then tried to caress it, and then threw it into the deepest seas of the ocean. Like, it takes tremendous maturity and strength to do that. And so I just want better. Like, I just want better. I want better emotions about the situation. I want better circumstances. I want better people to come into my life. And I do not want to attract people to me from a broken place. I'm so tired of that. I'm over it. And honestly, I don't think that I have been recently, because I have been actively working on myself. But there are things that I know that I need to resurface within myself to truly overcome, so that I can get to the next level. I kind of feel stagnant right now, and it's no one's fault, because I'm not doing what I need to do for myself to get me to the level that I need to be. No one's going to be able to take me there. There are going to be people and places and things that come into my life that can aid me to get me to reach to that level, but ultimately it's up to me to be able to sacrifice these traumatic experiences that I attach to myself and overcome them to be able to succeed in the ways that I truly want to succeed. And that's just on that. That's just on that. And so if you are going through this, or you feel like you're going through this, just know that there is better. There is a brighter day coming. You just have to be willing to sacrifice some of the most sentimental parts of you that seem healthy, but they're truly not. Like, you're gonna have to really just release it, and that's what I'm doing, and that's what I'm actively doing right now. And honestly, when you start to do that, for me personally, when I started to do that, just this day, just yesterday, when I started to really do that and get down to the bottom of it, I am motivated. Like, before, because I was holding on to my trauma, I would kind of have myself in like this depression state, kind of feeling like I didn't want to like get up and do anything. Like, I just was holding myself in this funk. But now that I am like feeling like I'm reaching another level of my forgiveness, I'm feeling more motivated to do things for my children that is healthy, make better decisions for my children that might be healthier. Like, and not to say that I'm not making healthy decisions, but I'm saying like it's reached a new height, it's reached a new level, and that's where I want to be, and that's where I desire to be, and that's where I desire my children to be. And if getting to that level means that I have to release my trauma and forgive the people that hurt me to my core, this is what I'm willing to do. This is a part of me that I'm willing to release and let go, so that I can have the most best experience and and not even for myself, but for my children, so that they can have the best experience in their life, whether they fathers are in their lives or not. And so I just want to encourage you guys, like, just be patient with yourself. Take your time with yourself. Know that it is a process. Know that there are levels to healing. Know that there are levels to forgiving. But at the same time, be active in it. Don't take yourself out the game. And I'm telling you that because I did that to myself. Like, I had felt myself at some point taking myself out of the game. And that's not okay. You are valuable, you are important, and you exist, and you need to take care of yourself in the proper ways. You need to be able to forgive people so that you can be okay, because when you don't forgive, you find yourself in low spaces, and that's not healthy for you, your children, etc. And I'm telling you that because I'm going through that, and that's something that I want to say back to myself when I look in the mirror. That's something that I want to be able to apply to myself when I look at myself in the mirror. I don't want to get up in every day and look at myself in the mirror and know that there's a part of me that is bitter. I don't want to look at that. I don't want no. So what I'm gonna do is actively say, okay, these are the things that I have to do, and I'm gonna do it. And I know it's gonna hurt. I know it's gonna hurt. I know y'all don't understand what level of hurt I'm at. Well, maybe you do. Maybe because you are going through things too. But it's like it's taking every inch of my soul to forgive my first father's daughter. Not so much my second father's daughter. Like, I you know what I'm saying? Like, he's pretty much dismissed in my life. And forgiving, I still might have a little forgiving to do with him and be honest with myself. But my first father, like, girl, you have, like, I'm over here, like, stressing myself out because I legitimately feel like I'm reluctant to forgive. Like, I literally could feel that because of how much I invested myself, how much I gave myself. And I was so true. I was so honest. I was so authentic to the point where I made a fool of myself, to the point where people have made fun of me. I was humiliated publicly, and it fucking hurts. And that's just real. That's just that's honest. I don't care about what people may think about how I'm expressing myself. This shit hurts. And at the end of the day, my ultimate goal is to release that hurt in order to give myself and my children a better chance at life. Because I don't want my traumas to get in the way of me obtaining opportunities and relationships that can get me to the level that I want to be. And I love you guys for always continuing to just encourage me and support me and be there for me through my ups and downs and whatever. And if you stay with me, hold on, baby, I'm here. I'm right here. I'm gonna fix your hair. Be patient. And I love you guys for just continuing to support me through my ups and downs. And if you stick around, then you'll get the best of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have much to give right now. Thank you for the badges, y'all. I really appreciate y'all. I don't have much to give right now. I have a lot that I owe to myself. I have a lot that I owe to my children, and being responsible for myself and for my 2 young children is enough. Like, I can't be responsible for you, you know, like, and things like that. So if I'm not as active in our relationship as you probably would like me to be, it's because I'm doing some deep work right now. Like, I'm healing shadows, not only from myself, but from my mom and from my dad and from my grandma and from my grandpa and from generations of us neglecting ourselves. Like, that's literally the epitome of overcoming generational curses. And I'm sorry if I'm not giving as much as I need to.
That's Nubia grandma, and that's my grandpa.
I just know that if you stick around with me, whoever is considered to be close to me, you know who you are. If you stick around, you're eventually gonna get the best of me. And maybe it needs to be that way because I've been in so many relationships where I just gave myself. I gave all of me. I gave every inch of me, and it was thrown back in my face, or it was traumatizing because the other people weren't reciprocal. So maybe I'm going through a season in my life where I am not really giving as much. I'm not giving my money anymore. I'm not giving my time anymore. I'm not giving emotion anymore. I'm not giving these things so that it can weed out the people who are not for me, for the people who are just trying to use me, who are the people who are just trying to abuse me, or whatever the case may be. Like, and let me just be frank and honest. Like, going through the trauma that I went through, I wouldn't be healthy in a social setting for other people. Like, I wouldn't be healthy at a job. Like, if anything, that would make me more depressed. That would make me more, like, add more stress. So I am absolutely grateful for the time that I have to be able to reflect, for the time that I am able to have someone to financially provide for me, and I have the time to heal. I don't know a lot of people who have the privilege and the opportunity that I have to heal these things about themselves. Like, most of us are working to the bone. Most of us cannot heal properly through the traumas that we've been through, because we're constantly doing something for somebody else. We're constantly working for somebody else. We're constantly just doing something else. And y'all, I feel like I'm healing for all of us. Like, I could feel that. And I might not come across as the most authentic or whatever the case may be, but I can tell you that this is the realest that my life has ever been. This is the deepest that I've come, like, into myself that I've ever been. And I can honestly say that, like, whenever I make it to wherever I'm going, Mama, I swear, I promise, like,
Mama, stop crying.
I know that I'm going to be some type of inspiration to people who are struggling, like, legitimately struggling with healing. And so whatever that looks like, I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? And I just love everybody who continues to be there for me through my worst, through my most depressed, or whatever you want to call, whatever you want to say, whatever that looks like. You know what I'm saying? I really, really, really appreciate everybody who stick with me, who don't want anything in return, like, legitimately. And I think that we all want that. I think that we all literally, you know, at some point want somebody to be there for us that don't want anything in return, but just honestly want to see us heal and honestly want to see us grow from that. And I just really have to get this out. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, right now, I feel like I'm supposed to be on social media. I feel like I'm supposed to, like, share who I am. I feel like that's what I'm supposed to do. I feel like that's a part of my purpose. But, like, I get criticized on a, like, whole nother level. Like, the fact that Eliana is sitting next to me right now crying because she wants my attention, but she has it all day, 24/7. I get no time to myself, and it's not saying that I you know, don't respect her, or like but I need to be able to be in my purpose too. Like, I can't just keep what I feel inside. Like, I can't just not share it. And every time I get to share how I feel, or like what it is I'm doing, I get distracted. Like, my children crying, or they just need something, and I feel like I just feel like I'm not where I need to be. But it's okay, like, because I know that everything that's happening to me right now is building my character. It's building my patience. It's building my strength. It's building certain characteristics in me that I'm going to absolutely need when I get to where I'm going. So I'm not ignoring her. Like, I literally give all of me to her. And I try to be there as best as I can. But I need to heal too. Like, I need to heal for her. And I know she does not I know that she doesn't understand that. And healing looks different for everybody. I just feel like this is a part of my purpose. What I'm doing right now is a part of my purpose. And sometimes I feel like I can't get that done because I'm so bogged down with being a mom. Like, having them 24. Like, sometimes I feel like I literally just cannot find my balance. Like, sometimes I literally feel like that. For a long time, I feel like that. So, like, I know a lot of people be like, Vel, when you coming online? When you doing this? When you doing that? It's just like, I try to find those spaces where I can actually be able to express myself and be on here and do these things that I ultimately feel like I'm supposed to be doing. But at the same time, like, I just feel stagnated, and I feel like I can't find my balance. Like, it's stressing me out. But I know at some point it's all going to work itself out. I just know that whatever pressure is on me right now is building certain characteristics in me that I'm going to need for the long run. And I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with that. And I know that other women are going through what I'm going through right now. I know that there are other mothers who are going through what I'm going through right now. And I just want to encourage you, like, if you feel like you're not where you need to be, if you feel like you can't find your balance, like, just know that this too shall pass. Do what you can and be who you are authentically and unapologetically, and just make sure that you're continuing to be true to yourself and not holding on to these traumas, and just releasing them when you can, and when they surface or when they come up, and know that eventually, if you're doing the inner work, things are going to work themselves out for you. You're going to be able to find your balance. You're going to be, and I know that. Like, I know that. It's just I'm in the space of feeling like I'm just so stressed out with not feeling like I can find my balance. Like, I have all of these things that I could be doing. I have painting supplies. Like, people have literally donated to me sewing machines and computer. I have a computer. I have yet to give thanks to these people who have donated these things to me to be in my craft, to be in my purpose. And I feel shitty about it. But at the same time, I'm like, I need this time to heal myself, because the last thing that I want to do is start creating things and I'm not healed. And I know that people say, like, you can transmute that energy, but honestly, I want whatever I start, when I started, I wanted to be something that is echoed out. I don't want it to be frivolous. I don't want it to be like beyond frequency, like when I started and I wasn't healed and then I dropped it. I don't want it to, I want it to be something that's authentically coming from within me, not from a traumatic space. Like, I want to be able to make my clothes, make my jewelry, paint my paintings, and give thanks to the people that have donated these things for me. Okay, we're gonna paint. And give thanks to these people who have donated.
Orange and the orange.
Okay, we can. I'm gonna go do it right now, okay?
And yellow.
Okay, I'm gonna do it right now, okay? But yeah, I want to be able to give thanks to these people when it's appropriate, not just because it's a moment in time where, you know, I'm obligated. Like, I want to be able to genuinely do that. You know what I'm saying? And so, as of right now, I'm just trying to find my balance, and I'm just trying to be the best version of who I am right now, so that I can reach new heights, so that I can, you know, just be, ultimately be a better me. And like I said, again, thank you for everybody who genuinely supports me without wanting anything in return, without expecting me to do anything for them, but genuinely wants to see me in my best self. Because when I get there, I'm gonna be there, and it's gonna be over. Hey, so babe, I love you, girl. When I get there, I'm going to make it shake, okay? And so, I love everybody. I love y'all. But I'm gonna go now, because I do have, I have something that I have 2 things that I want to do today. But I'm going to try to figure out how I want to incorporate that into my, I'm in a space right now where I'm trying to figure things out. And so right now, that's what I'm going to do. As much as I want to connect with you guys, as much as I want to continue to keep sharing, I have to get Eliana dressed. I have to get Aviana dressed. Like, I have to do these things. And so I need to find that motivation within myself to continue to record, to be in my purpose. Like, I legitimately feel like it's my purpose to be an influencer. And so I need to refine my motivation. I need to refine my knack, you know, for being that light that I'm supposed to be. And sometimes it's okay to just withdraw and go within and be in hermit mode, so that you can cultivate better perspectives, better motivation tactics, like whatever it is that you need. Like, it's okay, and I am okay with that. And so I'm just gonna find my balance, and I'm going to rethink certain things and just move from that space. And I love you guys, and I hope you guys have a beautiful day, and I hope you guys don't let anything take you down. Until next time, later.